All right, let's bring you and circle back, in fact, to one of our top stories, and that is the Deputy President being found guilty by the Joint Committee on Ethics and Members' Interests, and they have resolved that he also should be reprimanded by the National Assembly. Let's get more details now. We are speaking to Henni Britz, the Co-Chairperson of the Parliament's Ethics and Members' Interests Committee. A very good evening to you, and thank you so much for your time. Firstly, let's just start with some of the big questions you had as a committee going into this particular matter.
Good evening to you and good evening to the viewers. Yes, the Ethics Committee received a complaint on the 5th of March of this year for an alleged breach of the Code of Ethical Conduct. The alleged breach was investigated and the committee resolved thereafter, after we've deliberated on it, that indeed the Deputy President failed to declare all his wife's interests as required by the Code. And subsequently, the committee recommends to both Houses of Parliament that the Deputy President be fined in the amount of 10,000 rands and that he be reprimanded in the House.
Two questions follow. The first one is, some say that 10,000 rand is a slap in the wrist.
Yes, maybe some people may feel that way, but remember the code is very specific. The Deputy President is a first offender, and first offence is punishable with a fine and a reprimand in the House of 10,000 rands. So that is what the code itself prescribes.
And when you look then at this reprimand, as far as the National Assembly is concerned, what form does it take?
Pardon, you broke up?
I was asking that as you've resolved now to say that he should also be reprimanded by the National Assembly, what form does that take? What processes follow there?
After adoption of the report by the National Assembly, the Speaker of the House will call upon the member to be in Parliament and to rise, and thereafter the Speaker herself will reprimand the member in the House in public.
And how much of a concern is it? Because when you look at the reasoning, right, that has been provided, and reading your statement as well, is that he says that he didn't do this because he was still trying to figure out the value of this particular diamond, which we now understand has been handed over to the National Prosecuting Authority. But should the declaration of the diamond not have been made earlier and then get to the value later, possibly?
Yes, correct. We always advise members, when in doubt, declare, because that's the ethical thing to do. So that is our advice to members, especially where you don't know what the value of a gift is. It is especially necessary to declare everything that you and your wife or your significant other received from any member of public.
So just before I let you go quickly, are there any other matters that have caught your attention that you may be working on right now as far as the declaration processes are concerned?
At this very moment, what I can say is that for the first time, as far as we are concerned in democratic history, 100% of members of Parliament disclosed all their interests during the first half of this year, 2025. Mm-hmm. So we are very proud of that fact. So there are no other pending matters before the committee regarding the non-disclosure of interests.
So with regards to Deputy President, does the matter end here for yourselves as it goes to the National Assembly for the adoption, or are there still some other avenues that could be pursued?
Now, at this very moment, the report goes to both Houses of Parliament, National Assembly, as well as the National Council of Provinces, and it is for the two Houses of Parliament to accept or reject our recommendations.
All right. Mr. Britz, appreciate your time this evening. Thank you so much for talking to us. That was the Co-Chairperson of Parliament's Ethics and Members' Interest Committee, Henni Britz.